Hello. All right, hello. So this video is gonna be about my experience getting to be a personal trainer. So I have my certification with ACE, and I did this a long time ago. So this is during COVID. When COVID happened, I was at a time in my life where I thought, okay, like, am I gonna be like just home without doing anything, or am I gonna be doing something productive? So I always have this in my head, like, it's good to take some time off, but then I'm like, you have to do stuff that is gonna help you have a better future. And sometimes I even say that to people, like, okay, make sure you do something productive. Like, I say that to my mom, or I can say that to my friends, and especially for people that I think that they need to hear it. When COVID happened, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, it was a time in my life where I was like, this is so scary to think that I'm not gonna work, I'm not studying, I'm not gonna do anything. And then it made me really think, I don't want to just be home without doing anything. So the idea of being a personal trainer, it just came to me. I've always wanted to be a personal trainer, so that's like a dream. Like, it was something that it was my desire, but it was always like, okay, I'll do that later on. Because one of the things that I've done that I really regret is like jumping from one career to another. Because if you do that a lot, you just don't focus on one thing and just stick to it. I did a lot of certifications. Like, if I think about it, I'm like, why did I do so much? And then if you do that a lot, like if you focus so much on different areas in your life and you're like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, then it comes a point in your life that you're like, okay, I don't get to do nothing, or I don't get to do nothing right, because you focus on so many things that it's just so overwhelming. But that's just me, like the part of me being immature, like that I thought I could do so much, and then at the end it's just so overwhelming. I'm also a certified Texas teacher, and I decided to do it in health, and that is the reason I decided to study personal trainer. So let's just go back to the COVID time when I was like, I need to do something with my life. I'm not just gonna stay here, because if you looked at the news, they did not know when COVID was gonna stop, like, when it was gonna end. So it just made me think a lot. I was like, I can't just be home without doing anything. And I was like, okay, like, this is a good time to study personal training. And then I went to the ACE website and I decided to go for it. I think it was the perfect time for me to do it, because I was like, okay, has always been my dream, but like really, really far away dream. I was like, one day I'll do it. I don't know when, but I'll do it one day. And then when COVID happened, I was like, this is the time. Like, this is the time, you need to do it. And then I bought the program, the course. And let me tell you, like, when I did this, I just went the idea of like, okay, this is gonna be similar to my other certifications, like my yoga, Pilates, cardio, kickbox, ballet tone. I have stress management, I have weight management. So I just thought it was the best decision I made, because it was always my dream. Like, my dream was always to be a personal trainer. Teaching fitness and dance has been in my life for so long that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. So I went to study with the mindset of saying, okay, this is gonna be similar to my other certifications, that I did them fast. You would finish in like what, like less than a month? Like, it depends how fast you went. But then when I started personal training, first of all, the book, I think I had 3 books. Yes, I had 3 books. When I started like studying, I was like, this is so interesting. This is like fun. I'm gonna learn so much about the body. And then I started to feel that I was like studying to be a doctor. And I was like, oh my God, I have to learn all these muscles, all these bones, all these sicknesses and illnesses, because if you're a personal trainer, you need to know how to work with, like, let's say a person that has arthritis, or a person that has diabetes, or a person that has like osteoarthritis, osteoporosis. So there's just so many things. And I felt like I was studying to be a doctor. It was crazy. I think I also had to learn about medication. And I was like, what? I was like, what am I doing? And it's just so weird that today I'm wearing this shirt. So that's just like weird, because I just came back from the gym. I went to the gym to shadow. I take my notebook to take notes. And I just came back and I was like, well, I'm just gonna make a video about this because it has been on my mind. My journey as a personal trainer. So Let me tell you a little bit more about it. So when I was studying, I was like, yeah, like this is crazy, and it was really overwhelming. But at the same time, I was not doing much. I was not working. I was not studying, and I was like, might as well, like I'm home all day. Might as well just study and do and learn about personal training and like become a personal trainer, since it has always been my dream. And I thought that during COVID was the best time for me to do it. So I'm not a quitter. Like I said, I'm just wearing this shirt randomly today. It just happened, but I don't quit easily. Like if I quit, it's because things just got really, really hard, and it started to like stress me out to a point where I was like losing my sanity. That will be the only time that I quit. So I am not a quitter. I have a strong personality. So I was like, I'm just gonna continue. I took the test, and it has been one of the hardest tests I've ever taken in my life. So I just went to get the book for you guys. It's right here. This is the monster. All right, so look how thick it is. It's really thick. Now, I read this book cover to cover. I read this book cover to cover. I cannot believe I say this. And I love reading, but I have like a crazy relationship with studying, because I love it, but then I hate it. But most of the time I love it. So I do have love for this book. Like, I'm very happy I did it. So yeah, so that's how it started. And then you know how life is, right? Things happen. After that, COVID kind of ended. I went back to school. Like I said, I'm a teacher. And then I forgot all about personal trainer, but I kept my certification. Every 2 years I had to get those credits. So every 2 years I did that just to keep it active, because the test was really hard. I was like, I'm not gonna lose the certification, because when you put so much effort into something, you take care of it, because you're like, I don't want to go through that again. And it was really hard. It was really hard for me. Like, I passed my test on the first time. I was very scared, because you hear like all this comments saying, oh, the ACE personal training test is really hard. And I was like, oh, I'm probably not gonna pass. And then I ended up passing, but it was because I studied so much to pass. So yeah, so that's that. The test was really hard. It was part of like a dream for me, so I didn't want to like to just stop paying for my certification, even though I wasn't working at it. So then like recently I had to pay every 2 years. So recently, it's time for me to pay like in December. It just made me think. I was like saying, okay, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're not working as a personal trainer, but you're still paying your personal trainer certification. So I was still being active. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, do you want to be a personal trainer? Yes or no? Or like, why are you paying that? You're just throwing money away just to stay active. And like, it was because the reason that I stopped like thinking about becoming a personal trainer is because life just got busy again. After I got certified, it took me like 6 months to study for the test. Like, if you know about like exercise and like you study exercise science, and that's easier for you. Like, I was a dancer, so my major was dance. So I took a few courses on the body, like on stuff like that, nutrition, exercise, but I was not a exercise science major. I was a dancer. I studied more like artsy stuff. At the same time, I was into fitness. I'm a yoga instructor. I have done so many fitness certifications that they also helped me learn about the body, learn how it works, but nothing like this book. Like the ACE personal training program is going to be different. It's going to be hard if you don't know about the body and how it works. That's me without my glasses. All right. So after that, I was like, what am I doing? Am I like gonna be a personal trainer ever? Like, why didn't I apply for jobs? It made me really think. I don't know, like, I have a personality that I jump a lot, and maybe it's immaturity. I don't know what it is, but it just, like, I forgot about it. I was like, as long as I keep paying, every 2 years, I'll keep my certification active, because I didn't want to lose it. I was like, I studied so much. I put a lot into becoming a personal trainer, like it was like 6 months of studying. The test was really hard. Like, when I tell you that test was hard, it was really hard. So after that, I was like, let me just apply. So I started applying. I was like, maybe I can do personal trainer in the afternoons and then keep my teacher job and keep my yoga job, my other fitness jobs. And, you know, I also teach dance. So it's like, I was like, let's do it. So I applied at the gym where I'm currently working. So I've been with Elite Fitness for about probably 7 years, and I've taught yoga and Pilates there. So I was like, I'm just gonna apply. And then I applied, and then I got a few calls actually for interviews. And one of the gyms, they told me yeah, and then I went like very happy because I was like, oh my God, like this is gonna happen. I'm gonna make my dream come true. And I go there and I'm like, hey, you know, like I got certified during COVID. I was completely honest. I was like, I haven't trained anybody. Like I am a group exercise instructor, but I never train anybody besides like my parents, you know, especially my mom, you know, when I go to the gym with her. And I do know about the gym, but I'm not an expert. Like usually, you know, like girls, we always want to like work out our lower body, right? I'm very like determined on, you know, working my legs, working my butt, and that's it. You know, you just do cardio so you can try to stay slim. But I never really thought about like all the other machines. And you know, like a lot of girls like sometimes do that, like because my brother was a personal trainer and he told me one time that a lot of girls will just tell him like, hey, I want to just get a booty and work my legs. But you cannot do that. That's the reason that it's good to know about what you're doing. You know, like when I did the personal training program here with Ace, of course you're gonna learn so much. Like you cannot just say, okay, I'm just gonna get my legs, you know, worked, I'm gonna get my butt worked, because you want everything to be in balance. If you just work, let's say, just the arms, the body cannot work like that. You need to work everything. You need to work upper and lower body, you know. So that's what you learn. But yeah, so going, you know, talking about the interview, everything went well, but I was like, you know, this is what's happening. I did my training, I mean my certification long time ago during COVID, and I was like, I don't want to lose it, so I would like to like get trained. And then everything was good. The person that was interviewing me, she said like, you can come to the gym and you can shadow. And I was like, oh my God, that's wonderful. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring my notebook and I'm gonna you know, take notes. This video, I hope that if you can take something out of this video, will be, you know, do not give up on your dreams. Like just don't. If there's something that you really wanted, like especially from the heart, if it's something that you really really want in your life, it doesn't have to be personal training, it can be anything. So like just go for it. Like I'm a strong person, but I do also believe that there's something in me that sometimes you try to like, well, I try to like push it aside, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to think about this. Maybe that was with personal trainer, or sometimes even with dance. There are times in my life that I'm not dancing, I just push things aside, and then it could be whatever. And then sometimes just life happens and then you come back to it. So like I try to push this personal training thing a little bit aside, but I was still paying for it. But then it made me really think. Like I was like, you know, I want to be a personal trainer. Like it has been my dream like forever. And I do love like fitness. I'm constantly moving, like not only because I dance, but I also like to work out a lot. So, but like I said, like if I go to the gym, I would only do the machines that I want to do. You know, of course I will do some, like I love anything that has to do with the triceps. Like I love exercises for that. And then I don't like cardio much. I'd rather do weights. But yeah, I do it when I have to. I do like running with my dogs outside, and I try to, you know, keep it balance, you know, because you have to do flexibility exercise, you do have to do weight training, and you do have to do cardio as well, you know, for to have good health. So yeah, so then that's what I wanted to talk about, my experience shadowing, and my experience, like, you know, just on the path, on this path of personal training that is kind of like shaky. So then I went to shadow, and it just is kind of like you think you know something, and then like there are a lot of things that I didn't know. So, and it's okay. Like I think it's okay to say like I don't know this, because you don't, you know. So it's like I did study. One thing is like studying, and another thing is like actually being there and saying, okay, like this is it. Like you're in charge. You're like the one that's gonna do this. Like in this case, you're the one that is going to train clients. My first time being a teacher, I was a teacher assistant since I was like younger, and I was like, okay, yeah, being a teacher is gonna be so much fun. I have all the experience in the world. And when I was there as a teacher, I was like just me and the students, and I was like, okay, I'm no longer a teacher's assistant, because I was also a teacher sub, but I was no longer a teacher assistant. Like, this class is my responsibility, like these kids depend on me, and everything is just different, because it's like your world just like shifts. And I feel like that's the same as for personal training, because I feel like, okay, I'm certified. ACE is a really good company. Like I said, like, look, like, this book is huge. There's so much information here. Like, if you read this book cover to cover like I did, you're gonna be very, very knowledgeable. But it's not the same when you're actually out there, and then you are gonna be training your clients, or just like shadowing these trainers. You see that there's just so much knowledge in them, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know all this. And it's just very overwhelming. Just the machines, like, I love the gym, but going there and then like seeing that each machine like has a way of doing things, like this way or maybe another way. Because sometimes I think that I would go to the gym and I just would do like anything that I want to do and just work on my body, and that's it. Like, that was my experience with the gym, just like doing what feels good for me and what I like and what I enjoy. It's not like, okay, like, as a personal trainer, you need to know like all the machines. Mostly you need to know them, and then you need to know how to avoid harm and how to do them right, and how to show that, how to portray all this knowledge for your clients, so they know how to do it right. And it is a big responsibility. It's kind of like, with my students, I was, my first time being a teacher, I was in the 6th grade class, and those kids depended on me, so it is a lot of responsibility. So, and then I started shadowing, and then this notebook is what I took every day that I went there. All right, so there were a lot of like machines that I didn't know even existed, or sometimes I would just ignore it. Like, a lot of machines, like I said, when I used to go to the gym, I would just do what feels right for me, what I wanted to do, and what like was familiar. Because a lot of people sometimes go to the gym, and that's what they do too. Sometimes people go and they're like, okay, I know this machine, I'm gonna do it, and then I look right. Like, I think a lot of people think of like, oh, there's a lot of people in the gym, and I don't want to do something that I'm not doing it right. Because it has happened. Like, there was a time that I was in the gym long time ago, and I was doing a machine and I was doing it wrong, and a guy was like laughing, and I was like, why is he laughing? And then I realized that I was doing it wrong. And then I don't care. I was like, it's okay. Like, because I don't let that get to me. But yeah, so one of the things that the person that, when I was talking about the interview and everything, she did like made me think about a lot of stuff. Like, when you are a personal trainer, you have to be in the time that works for your client, not for you. So most of the time, sometimes personal trainers do have to wake up early, maybe 5 a.m., 6 a.m., or if you want to teach in the afternoons, or even like till like 9 p.m., so that's something that I have here. I just want to like, make this video for me so I can look at later on in the future and just remember my journey, because it is a journey. There's just so much information. So on one of the first pages, I have give clients a range of reps such as 10 to 12 and see how they do and watch their form. So this, of course, this is very obvious. I think one of the reasons too that I wanted to make this video, most of my videos, I try to do them to help people out, but also just so I can go back and see them again, and also just like to see if I can put everything summarized together, like very, very small, so it's not a big video, okay? So there are a lot of machines that I didn't like to do, and then now I like it. And there are actually machines that I've never even seen, or maybe I've seen them, and I was like, how do you do that? Because maybe at the time that you're in the gym, no one's doing it. So you're like, I don't even want to try doing it because I've never seen no one do it. Like, for example, this lead. Because when I go to the gym, I try to, I'm not an active person that's on the gym every day. I'm not. I usually go to the gym, like, for me, like 3 times a week. And then I also work out in the house, and then I also, like I said, I run with my dogs, and then on top of that I teach yoga and Pilates, and on top of that I teach dance. So I am very active, but of course I don't have a muscular body. It has never been my goal. I just do mostly normal weights. I've never really thought of like, okay, I want to be a muscular person. And also I'm not big, how do you say that, I do take protein, but I'm not big on one of the things that I never thought about, like, well, about eating, you know, when you're like people that are wanting to become bigger and be muscular, they have to eat a lot of protein. And that has also been something that has kept me away from like that, because I wish I can be a little bit, you know, more muscular. I'm just regular. I'm just, I don't know, like if you look at me, you wouldn't say, oh, she's a personal trainer, because my body is very normal. But I do, like I said, I do move a lot. I do work out, but it doesn't go to a stream. But maybe one day, I don't know. So yeah, so it has been like just coming back to the gym more and being at the gym, because like I said, I had to shadow a lot. I was at the gym a lot. So just being there, you know, it made me fall in love a lot with the environment, with the machines. And I'm like, oh, I've never thought I could do this. And now I'm doing it. And it just makes me see why I chose this, you know, like, and that's good, you know, because sometimes you have to have that in your life, just like a big reminder of why are you doing this, you know, and it just motivates you. All right, so for example, this lead. This lead is the one that you push and then you also pull. So that was something I've never done before. And then when I did it, I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. And I was like happy that I learned to do that. And now I'm trying to put it in my workout. So I'm not a personal trainer yet. Like I haven't started the job yet. I'm just shadowing and they're just training me right now. And it's kind of like a nice moment in my life where I can learn and then, you know, take notes and then put stuff that I like into my own workout. So there, later on, I can put it in the client's workout. So yeah, so this lead is really fun. I learned that this lead is a lot of cardio. And what I like is that you don't actually feel that it's cardio, you know, like running, you're gonna feel that, oh, like this is cardio. But this lead, it is considered cardio, but it's more fun. It's just fun. I don't know. I like it. Like pushing, I like, and then I also like pulling it. So yeah, so that is fun. I also I've done ropes before, you know, the battle ropes, that, you know, those ropes that people do with MMA. So I started to like them, you know. I started to feel like, oh, this is so cool. And I started incorporating that into my own workout. And yes, I'm more used to working with dumbbells and like kettlebells, but like to mild level. Like it's not like I've been a pro. I think that as a trainer, you do have to know a lot more, because especially if you're gonna teach that to your clients. But what I have more experience is like, you know, working on the machines that I know and then working with the dumbbells and kettlebells. But just shadowing, it just opens up your world like to like a lot more. Like you would never think that. But like today I learned a lot. Like today I just went for like 2 hours. The machines, you know, it's not just about like, okay, sitting and just doing the machine. And no, the machines, it has a lot. It has like, you know, shoulder placement, back placement, it has elbow placement, wrist placement. So it's just so much that's what makes the world of the gym like interesting, but it also makes it challenging. You know, it is a little scary, because then I'm like, you know, I want to teach this to a client and I want to do it right, and I want to do it, you know, just so I can avoid injury when I do it, when like for myself, and when I teach it, and or when I have a client do it. So yes, it is a lot of information. Again, like you guys, I took a lot of notes. But yeah, so this is my journey. I'm having a lot of fun, and I'll see you on the next video.